I am still watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4. Ada is now human and has saved the agent who refused to come with them back to reality. But I was checking my Gmail and found that somebody after 3 years, this was before I did my research on church history. It's now 21,569 views. It is by far my #1 video ever on YouTube. LDS dates for the return to Independence, Missouri. And I still get Mormons who come by and say, "Ah, see, you're a liar, Travis, your prediction." Well, and I'll read John Paul's from 6 hours ago. "Travis, your predictions have proven you to be foolish and without any foundation. What do you have to say now?" John, look at the date. Do you think this was my last video? I didn't do anything since then. Oh man, unbelievable. And so in this video, I use the context of the total solar eclipse with John's sign of the man-child. I don't think I found the December one yet, and then Monson's death one yet. But I mean, that's why this is funny. I mean, this guy is clueless. He finally sees this video and finally clicks on it. He obviously has never seen a single other video of mine. And so he has proven himself to be foolish and with any foundation because he's making a hasty judgment. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. It makes you look dumb. And so I'm not sure if I should just delete his comment or ban him from my channel. It's the old channel. And so he doesn't even know I'm on a new one now. It's just hilarious and interesting. As I'm looking, I'm seeing all these Mormon videos as recommendations. Oh man. But yeah, if you want to see my transformation from skeptic of Mormons to LDS full-on resistance critic of the church organization, I highly recommend going to this channel, going right back to the beginning, where I am trying to do videos about my translation research. And that was what the church was upset with me over and why they disappeared me. But it was necessary to draw out the truth of what's really going on. And it's a tactic that works very well. Okay, Ada's now going berserk as she's trying to kill Fritz, or Fitz, or whatever his nickname is that Simmons calls him. Uh-oh. Somebody kidnapped Fritz. Shield guy, okay. Huh. I want to get back to the show, guys. Uh-oh. She's mad. Alright. And so, yeah, I'm not sure if I should reply and give him my most recent video That a new guy that has the alien skull, he likes it. I checked. He's also a Mormon critic himself. He's got a few videos, so he's new. But I will have to check him out one of these days. His videos are very quick and short. But regardless, I think I will reply and show him that one. And maybe make a comment saying, "Did you happen to notice the dates?" You're dwelling in the past, John. The future has moved on without you. But I seriously, Mormons, do you not see what Trump has done? And in this video, I had to do it. My second ex-wife at the time, or future ex-wife at the time, was upset. And she was supposed to come visit me today, which is why I had my heat turned up. And then she emailed me last night, and I missed it. But she's not coming because I talk bad about the church. Is it okay to talk bad about Lucifer? Is it bad to talk about those who follow Lucifer? That's what Mormons don't get. They don't understand. They assume the church is true. And therefore, anything that says otherwise, they refuse to listen. And so Mormons don't see the bad things that are going on. They don't see the $100 billion in tax fraud, or tax fraud, but tithing fraud. The church is stealing our money, refusing to give to the poor, and just making themselves rich off of the interest from the investment. Multi-billions, and potentially even in the trillions with all of the businesses they've got going, because they follow that same pattern. And Mormons don't care. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to know. They're in denial. And how do you break through to such a person? I've seen Mormons who have been physically abused by the church. And because it's the church, they won't pursue compensation, as the church just abandons them. It's not God's church if they're not following God. And Mormons can't get it. The blindness, the hardness of hearts is so deep and impenetrable. It's just unbelievable. And so, with my lawsuit, when the church is forced to either hand it over to me or sell off the church and give me the money, because that's their only options, they've lost the case with what they did to me in having me disappeared using the courts. The court documents are the evidence against them. They cannot win against that. You can't twist it around to say, oh, there's nothing wrong. We're just following the law. Not when the church is paying the person that had me disappeared. It sort of negates the whole thing. And that's why the church tried to remove that from their records. And they got caught. And so the church is over. My predictions have proven to be true. These are what I was warning about the whole time. Even though Karen insisted I come up with an exact date when we actually go to Missouri, leaving Utah behind. But interestingly, if anyone cares, that Sunday school for the date that I put in there was the date that the lesson was about going to Utah, leaving Missouri and going to Utah. Isn't that interesting? I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But I even say in this video, which I think was a long one, yeah, 51 minutes, I'm pretty sure I said I don't know exactly what will happen, but I know something will happen on this date. I was still trying to figure it all out. I'd only known about lunar eclipses and death of Mormon prophets. That was confirmed, especially after the tetrad. But the rest of the signs was all brand new to me as I'm figuring it all out at last moment. Trying to, I just had figured out who Mars represents, and figured out Jupiter, and figured out Mercury, but I wasn't quite sure that they were going to continue in the sign pattern. And over time, since this video, yeah, wow. And so, yeah, and like I said in another video not too long ago, there's a sign coming up on the 18th. So the 17th can also be a part of it. But and if you've been paying attention to all my videos, not just picking and choosing the ones you want to go to, okay, now she's using S&M in her experience of life. Okay, weird and creepy. But she's still not getting it. She's got to find the head. If you don't know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you've not seen this season yet, you won't understand. Alright, so, yeah, it's coming. And oh, there's another one for conference even, which is interesting because if 18th is what it is, does that mean that conference? So I still have to wait and find out. And I don't know if you guys understand it all, or if I can go through and explain it, because the show is about to end here, and I'm going to have to distract myself as I take care of it. But Nicolas Cage is back for the final episode. Alright. Well, no, this is... yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll take care of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, is this going to be where she loses her hands and has to put those bulky things on that I saw in season 7? Okay. So yeah, I'll wait for this, and then I'll tell you about the signs. Okay. So the first one I'll tell you about is Conference Weekend. Conference Weekend, Mars, who represents Russell M. Nelson. I have established that's him, because his actions on Earth parallel exactly with the signs in the heavens. And And the way I found out was I knew the interpretations of the signs already, having studied that. That was that was part of my bachelor's, my dual bachelor's. The other part was how to do theory tests. And so yeah, it's a little weird with hard science mixed with religion, but the ancients were onto something, and it's creepy. But anyway, on conference weekend, Mars is going to be at the mouth of the goat beast of Capricorn, which means Nelson is going to be speaking the words of Lucifer during conference weekend. See what I'm saying? The last time Mars was at the mouth of the beast, the goat beast, was when he gave his youth fireside and announced the youth battalion. Yeah, what Hitler did. So, I mean, wow. So something's coming up for April conference. So Nelson, apparently, the church will not get shut down yet, as I thought. However, something on the 18th lets me know that something with my lawsuit may take place, because Mars and Jupiter transition each other, a trade-off, a trading of, they come in contact, and I'm wondering if that might be a transfer of power. And so I'm not quite sure what is going to happen with that. Because if the church gives the whole church over to me, then there's no April conference. That sign is not going to be different. However, if Nelson does transfer power to Jupiter, then Mars becomes a new person, a new character. And so we'll have to wait and see what the actual result will be. But we could be looking at something incredibly intense that will rock the internet. And I mean, I did indicate that I was sort of leading into what I requested for my request for relief, was that I would need my own temple and followers and all that, blah, blah, blah. And I said the church can't give that to me, because the church needs to be completely shut down. I can't just have a token money reward or whatever award. It has to be a full shutdown of the church. Nothing else is good enough, because of the Mormons who are out to get me, especially when I take their tithing money. And so, if I had allowed that option to just obtain my own temple, and they say, okay, Travis, pick your temple, and we'll relocate you to that location and give you, you know, a couple billion, which would be petty cash for us. I can't accept that, but I don't know. So yeah, I don't. Maybe because in that scenario, and this is all speculation now. So understand, this is speculation. If that was the condition, the church would continue on to have their conference. Thus, Nelson would continue to speak blasphemies and put more bondage on the Mormons in Utah and throughout the world. So otherwise, maybe Nelson dies, and that the church then says, well, Nelson was the guy, now Oaks is in charge, and Oaks is going to try to say, hey, Nelson no longer is the CEO, I'm the CEO, I was not privy to any of this, I'm innocent. And so Travis gets screwed as Nelson dies on the 17th, 18th, and then Oaks goes on to continue as Mars. Maybe. I can see Oaks doing that. He was a former prosecutor and Supreme Court judge. So he would know how to manipulate the laws to defeat me. So that is a higher probability than the first scenario. However, I already have that planned and have already put that into motion with my lawsuit, because all the prophets and the 70 are the corporation I'm suing. I'm not suing just the CEO. And so his argument will not work unless he gets a Mormon judge to side with him. But Nelson wasn't the one who approved the payment to that person back in 2008 that had me disappeared. That would have been a full board vote and decision, which means Oaks is also in on it. And so Oaks is also responsible for my disappearance, even though he was, back in those days, a lowly apostle. He was still on the board. So he won't win the argument, so I don't think that would be the speculated outcome either. So yeah, I'm doing this video. Screw John. He's gonna get banned here. It's the old thing, so I'll just hide user. Alright. YouTube will not allow me to access my account on this old channel. It was tough enough just to be able to access my videos and be able to delete videos or report videos or hide people, but they won't let me in. They put up a big message thing that says, you have to take a class before we will allow you in, which is a complete violation of their policy. That's how much the church has influence over these people who run YouTube and the Mormon that's involved in it. So, yeah, John is gone. This video was taking the place. Because if he's going to be dumb enough to think that that was my only video that I ever did, he deserves to get banned. Alright, and then we'll archive that for future reference if need be. So, yeah. Alrighty, so I guess that's it. We'll just have to wait. Like I said in my earlier video today, my copy of the waiver for summons has not been delivered today. I didn't expect it to. It usually takes a couple of days for mail to travel through the internet. And so I'm expecting tomorrow at the earliest. If it doesn't come tomorrow, it means they tossed it aside and are waiting for the prophets to tell them what to do, which would be Thursday, tomorrow, when they hold their meeting somewhere else other than the the meeting room of the Salt Lake Temple at the high level. Because that's under reconstruction right now, so they got to meet somewhere else. So wherever they meet, it will be tomorrow at 10. And depending on how much they need to talk about, will determine how long it goes and when they get to have their lunch. So yeah, stay tuned as always, because all hell is broken loose.